Hi guys, welcome back to The Dog That Saved Me. Today we're going to be talking about businesses' rights and responsibilities when it comes to service dogs. If you don't know me, my name is Candace. I am a service dog handler and licensed educator. Today we're just going to discuss businesses' rights and responsibilities when it comes to service dogs. Please feel free to use this video as a training video for your employees. Also, linked down below is an official document from the Department of Justice regarding the Americans with Disabilities Act and service dogs. It's a great resource to have on hand. So the first question that we're going to talk about is, what is a service dog? Service dogs are classified as medical equipment that is highly trained to help mitigate their handler's disability. That means service dogs are equivalent to wheelchairs, insulin pumps, inhalers, prosthetic limbs, etc. Because of that, the federal government does not require any identification for service dogs, nor do they recognize any service dog ID programs. You wouldn't ask a person in a wheelchair for identification for their wheelchair, and the same goes to service dog handlers because they are medical equipment. Also, there are 4 main types of service dogs. You have guidance, mobility assistance, medical alert, and psychiatric. All 4 are protected under the Americans with Disabilities Act, and all 4 have equal access rights into the general public. How do you know if a dog is a service dog? When service dogs are in the public, they have to have exemplary behavior, and they must be under control at all times. Barking, roaming, begging for food or pets, jumping, lunging, or being destructive are all highly unacceptable behaviors for service dogs. In fact, no service dog should ever be acting that way. Service dogs go through hundreds of hours of training, and it typically takes 1.5 years to 2 years to fully train a service dog from start to finish. A lot of people don't know the difference between a service dog and an emotional support animal. So what is an emotional support animal? The simplest way to put it is an emotional support animal is a prescription pet. They are not required to have any special training, nor do they have any public access rights. What are businesses' rights when it comes to service dogs? Businesses are only allowed to ask 2 questions. The first question, is that a service dog? If the answer is yes, they can automatically go to the second question. If they answer no, it's an emotional support dog, it's a therapy dog, it's a companion dog, anything along those lines, you can ask them to leave your business. If they answered yes, you can ask the second question, which is, what tasks does your service dog perform? Appropriate answers could be anything from medical alert, racing, medicine retrieval, deep pressure therapy, really any task that that dog has been trained to do, anything that that dog does not do naturally. Emotional support is not something that dogs are trained to do. It is something they do naturally, and that's why they are not classified as service dogs, nor do they have the access rights that service dogs do. Inappropriate answers to this question could be any of the following: emotional support, support dog, anxiety calming dog, support animal, anything along those lines. Again, they're not a service dog, they don't have access rights, and you do have every right to ask them to leave. Once a service dog is in your establishment and that dog becomes unruly, out of control, aggressive, destructive, at any point during that you may ask them to leave. If the dog is under control and just having their presence be there, they do have the right to be there. What are businesses' responsibilities when it comes to service dogs? Any place or business that is open to the general public, they must grant service dogs access to. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Failure to do so is a civil rights offense and the business could be fined. These places can include the following, but are not limited to grocery stores, doctor's offices, restaurants, tattoo parlors, amusement parks. Even though there are health code regulations, service dogs are exempt from that and they are allowed in. The only places that have the right to deny service dog access is when it has to be a sterile environment. This includes operating rooms, ICU, delivery rooms, those type of places you can deny access to service dogs. Everywhere else, they have to be permitted. It's the business's responsibility to deny access to pet dogs and emotional support animals when it is not a pet-friendly environment. This is for the safety of those dogs involved, service dogs, the general public, and your business for health code reasons. So what about service dogs in training? In almost every state, service dogs in training are granted access rights. There are actually only 5 states that don't. And these are Hawaii, Michigan, South Dakota, Washington, and Wyoming. They just have the basic service dog laws, although their states extend those laws to service dogs in training. Of course, it's your responsibility as a business owner to look up your state's specific laws. Some states only allow service dogs in training if they're with a certified trainer. Other states allow any person to be labeled as the trainer. Again, service dogs can be trained by their owner. You don't have to be a certified dog trainer to train your service dog. Anyways, that's the general rights and responsibilities that businesses have when it comes to service dogs. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love you. I'll see you next time.